So, shooters, they are pretty cool, right? If you, like me, said yes, then I have the perfect game to satisfy your shooting needs right here. Welcome! Today I want to present you a brand new game released recently, Destiny Rising. I am pretty sure that the name is already very familiar for too many of you. Yes, Destiny Rising is a new game in the Destiny franchise developed by NetEase that just launched on August 28. This is not a port of Destiny 2 on mobile, but a fully new game set in the same universe that not only keeps the feel of Destiny 2 on mobile but also adds many new things for players to enjoy, such as fishing, riding sparrows, or playing football in the game's main hub. Destiny Rising is a hardcore shooter-looter that incorporates multiplayer aspects. Also, do not be tricked by the fact that the game is only on mobile, because the game maintains PC quality standards for gameplay and graphics while offering more accessibility and fun game modes. On this note, I really want to thank Destiny Rising for sponsoring this video. I've always been a big fan of the Destiny franchise. I played the Destiny 2 religiously with my friends a few years ago. For me, it was a game like no other when it comes to shooter-looters. Oh, and for those asking if you need to play Destiny 2 before or other games, do not worry. You can start playing Destiny Rising even if you haven't played the Destiny 2. The story of Destiny Rising takes place before Destiny 2, and the stories of the two games run parallel to each other without interference. So you can hop on it without any hesitation. The premise is very simple. An alien invasion leaves the human civilization on the brink of extinction after an event known as the Collapse. In this world, powerful individuals known as Lightbearers rise to carry on the hope of humankind and fight the invading aliens. You, the player, are such an individual, codenamed Wolf, who awakens as a Lightbearer at the beginning of the game. From there, guided by your companion Zev, you discover a human settlement and take on the mission of protecting humanity. Unlike the dualistic saga of Light and Darkness in the Destiny PC game, Destiny Rising focuses more on the hardships and the tumultuous times that the Lightbearers have. Prepare for a story filled with action, conflict, drama, and many unexpected turns as you discover more about yourself and the world you are thrown in. Since this is primarily a lore channel, I want to focus on the story and lore for this video for the majority of it. I really like how the game slowly introduces you to the world without overwhelming you with too much information in order to confuse you. One of my favorite mission chains in the game is right in the beginning, when Wolf is sent to liberate the Jianxi metro station in Jianxi, a former human city that is now fighting the alien invasion head-on. Most people who fight there are not Lightbearers, so they struggle fighting and they depend on other Lightbearers, such as yourself, to show up and help. As you arrive, you are slowly introduced to the community living there, as you progress through the story, you get to liberate them, know more about them and the city they live, and slowly become more respected in the community as you gain their trust by doing all sorts of daily missions and other side quests for them. It's a very fun and engaging mechanic that lets you slowly acclimate and take the world in. Also, the characters and their stories are very well written. Take Gwynn, for example, who is also one of the featured characters on the banner right now. First of all, holy moly, her design is gorgeous. I always had a soft spot for god girls, and Gwynn's design checks every box for me. But it's not just about her design, okay? Her lore and backstory are also very interesting. Gwynn is a Lightbearer known as the Reaper. Besides the badass name, she's a well-known and feared executioner who roams the land and upholds justice, delivering death to those who deserve it. And like many characters in this franchise, her backstory is also pretty dark. You see, after Gwynn was resurrected by her ghost, she was captured by a local warlord, who are pretty much lightbearers who don't belong to any community and establish their own small territories where they rule after the collapse. The warlord who captured Gwynn was called Walter, and he was a maniac. He enslaved Gwynn and tortured her daily in an attempt to break her. It is said that Gwynn would die about 26 times a day, each time being revived and tortured again. Because of this, she became very well accustomed to that, growing both in rage and combat experience with each revival. Gwynn managed to escape during the chaos generated by the conflict between Walter and his fellow warlords, and she was the one who delivered the final judgment upon the tyrant. From then on, Gwynn would wander Europe, seeking out other wicked people like Walter and delivering retribution. She became known as the Reaper, a cult figure seen by many as a merciless crusader of justice and as a serial killer pretending to fight for righteousness by others. Gwynn is also closely associated with the concept of death. For one, she wields a scythe in combat called Verdict and is said to be associated with a sect from the Golden Age that venerated death. In the game, you team up with Gwynn as you investigate the whereabouts of a missing lightbearer and an entire guerrilla team. This leads you to discover a sinister plot orchestrated by some zombie-looking monsters called the Hive who live under the ice fields. As you take control of Gwynn in the mission, you track down the culprits and fight the Hive as you attempt to stop their plan. I won't go into many details because I want you to experience her story in-game for yourself. It's a really good story quest, packed with a lot of action. Besides the story and lore, the gameplay of Destiny Rising is also very good. The amount of freedom when it comes to combat that the game provided was something I never managed to find anywhere else. Going around, double jumping, quick swapping weapons and nuking all the enemies in sight was a very smooth and enjoyable experience. So, when I saw that Destiny Rising was going to be primarily on mobile, although it also supports emulators, and let me tell you, you don't even realize that you're playing a mobile game, that's how smooth it runs, I was curious if the game can replicate the same feeling that the PC game had when it comes to the gameplay. So I hopped right in, eager to see for myself. And all I can say is that I wasn't disappointed. A part of me didn't think that the devs would manage to port the gameplay to mobile successfully, but the gameplay was as smooth as fun as I remembered back in the day. The shooting experience of this franchise is truly like no other. The game, as you would expect, features a wide array of exotic weapons with the sci-fi feel the franchise is known for, breaking away from the traditional realistic shooters available on the market. The weapons in this game not only feel good to use, but they also look good. And it makes sense, right? At the end of the day, this game is still part of the Destiny setting. The gameplay loop is what you'd expect. Fast-paced looter shooter with tons of weapons, skills, combos and unique scenarios specific to the Destiny franchise. And be prepared, the gameplay is fast. Much faster than you'd expect from a shooter. If you haven't played Destiny before, you will probably be surprised at first, but once you get the hang of the combat, it's really fun, trust me. Besides the story missions, Destiny Rising has many more game modes such as PvE raids where you can farm enemies with your teammates, a roguelike mode where you can choose different buffs each stage, PvEVP modes where 6 teams compete for points by transporting chips and fighting among themselves, and many other PvE and PvP challenges. There are also some more relaxing game modes such as Sparrow Racing and Destiny Formula 1. Unlike the PC game, Destiny Rising introduces a multi-character system on top of the usual shooting mechanics, providing players with many varied combat strategy. The characters in the game can have 3 different types: Void, Solar and Arc, with each type having preferred relics and weapons. Selecting characters that match your current mission is crucial if you want to end up on the top. Also, all your characters will level up at the same time as your team, eliminating the need to level them up individually. And speaking of characters, the new character Estella just released a few days ago. She is a solar character that specializes in offense, long-range combat, as well as pulse rifles and machine guns. I really love her design, and she has one of the most interesting stories in the game involving the Ahamkara. So if you want me to make a video on her lore like I did with Gwynn, let me know. Destiny Rising is available now on Apple Store and Google Play, so don't waste any time and download the game to play it for yourself. If you're a fan of shooter games, I promise you will enjoy this game. And like I said, if you really want to play it on PC, you can use an emulator. I tried it and the game works incredibly well. Again, thank you Destiny Rising for sponsoring this video, and I'll see you guys in the game.